In a certain town, there lived four Brahmins who had become great friends. They were all extremely naive by nature. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm reading the Tales of Panchatantra written by Vishnu Sharma. And today I started reading the story of the four learned fools. One day they said to each other, "Let us all go to another kingdom, study hard, and then make some money there." So they set off for Kanyakubja to get their education. They joined an ashram and began a course of study. They worked hard at this ashram for 12 years. Then one day they said to each other, "We have now acquired sufficient knowledge in all branches of the sciences. Let us go to our Guru, get his permission, and leave." So they did this and left the ashram, taking all their shastra with them. After they had been traveling for a short time, they came to a place where two paths met. They stood still and pondered. One of them said, "Which way shall we go?" Now the son of a merchant had died in the town, and at this very moment, a huge funeral procession, including several prominent citizens of the town, passed by on its way to the Shamshan. Then one of the Brahmins consulted his Shastra and read, "Whichever road is followed by great men is the right one to follow." So they said, "Let us go the same way as these people." And they started following the road taken by the prominent citizens. When they reached the Shamshan, they saw a donkey standing there. As they could not decide what to do next, the second Brahmin consulted his Shastra and read, "Whosoever stand by you on a joyful occasion, in calamity, sickness, famine, or war, in the court of law or at the Shamshan, is your true friend." And so one of the Brahmins put his arms around the donkey's neck. The second kissed him, whilst the third began to wash his hoofs. For they say, "He is our true friend." Meanwhile, they saw in the distance a camel coming quickly towards them. The third Brahmin consulted his Shastra and read, "Righteousness marches rapidly." So they all decided that this camel must be nothing but righteousness incarnate. Then the fourth Brahmin opened his Shastra and read, "A wise man should lead his friend to righteousness." And so they decided that the donkey should be introduced to the camel, and when the camel approached, they tied them up together. When the donkey's master, a washerman, heard the news that his donkey was being dragged along by a camel, he picked up a stick and ran after the four learned fools to beat them. And they ran for their lives. When they had gone a little way, they came to a river. The leaf of a palash tree was floating by. One of them cried, "This floating leaf will take us across the river." And with this, he jumped on it and immediately began to drown. The second Brahmin grabbed him by the hair and remembered a quotation from the Shastra. When total destruction is imminent, a wise man sacrifices half and works with the rest, for a complete loss is unbearable. So he conducted. He should be cut in two. And they cut him into halves with a sharp sword. The three remaining Brahmins wandered on until they reached a village. There they were invited by the villagers and locked in different houses. One of the Brahmins was served with sweet sutrik. When he saw the long noodles like substance, he remembered the verse that says, "A man who makes use of long tactics is sure to be destroyed." So he did not touch the food and went away hungry. The second Brahmin was served with mandak. When he saw the bowl of 40 food, he remembered the verse that say, "Whatever is 40 and distended will not last long." So he too left his food and went away hungry. The third Brahmin was given a vatika. When he saw all the little holes in it, he remembered the verse that says, "The presence of defects is a sure sign of approaching disaster." So he too left his food and went away hungry. Thus, the three learned fools began to starve and started out on their journey home, with all and sundry ridiculing them on the way. Swan Siddhi continued. And so that's why I said people well versed in the Shastra but lacking in common sense become the object of ridicule like the four learned fools. You too, Chakradhar, are devoid of common sense. You would not listen to me. That's why you have been reduced to this state. Chakradhar said, but that's not the reason. It's because fate is against me. As they say, and often whom fortune smiles on, though left unprotected in a jungle, survives, but a man with luck against him, even though he is well protected, dies in his own home. And when fate is hostile, even the talented pay with their lives, whilst those with lesser talents live happily. As the frog said, the fisherman is carrying Sahasrabuddhi with his 1,000 talents on his head, and Shatabuddhi with his 100 talents is hanging from his hand, whilst I, Ekbuddhi, with my single talent, I am swimming happily in the water. Swarnasiddhi asked, how was that? And Chakradhar told. But I'll tell you in my next video. Till then, keep listening beautiful stories and keep smiling.